YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, it's your boy Ian K back with another episode of Market Mondays right here on Peep This Out, guys. I am back in aisle 6 after last week's on-location shoot with my sister Erica. Again, sis, thank you so much for that assistance. It was a lot of fun. For those of you guys who don't know what this segment is about, it's a weekly segment taking a look at least 1 to 2 items of things that you can find at your local supermarket, your mini mart, wherever it is that you happen to shop. And as always, you can find that nutritional information in the description box below, so make sure to hit that up after the video. Now, if you saw last week's episode, and just in case you haven't, that link is going to be in the description box below, so definitely hit that up. My sister challenged me to try things that are a little bit different than I normally do. She accused me of always trying things that I know I'm going to like. So you know what? In the spirit of moving on to something different, but still keeping it a little familiar, I'm gonna baby step my way into that next level right there. So Erica, this one is for you. When I was a kid, I was very big on mac and cheese. You know what, even as an adult, I love mac and cheese. I absolutely love it. Absolutely amazing, amazing dish. I would eat it whenever possible. It's probably what contributed to me being a little bit of a bigger kid when I was younger, but you know what, it is what it is. We all go through those stages, right? Mac and cheese with breadcrumbs, definitely the bomb. Every now and then I do like to partake in a little bit of mac and cheese still. So you know what? I moseyed on over to the frozen food section next to aisle 6 and I took a look at something that jumped out at me right away, guys, because you know what? We're talking about mac and cheese. You might as well try a version of mac and cheese that I have never tried before, so it's gonna be new for me as it is for you. Mac and cheese as you know it, but if you notice, it is gluten-free. Now this is the Eating Right brand. If you guys are familiar on the West Coast, we have markets out this way. One of them is called Vaughn's/Pavilions. You may see versions of this in your local markets as well too. But the big thing is gluten-free. So gluten-free across the board on this one here. Health benefits we all know are definitely solid. It's gonna be a little bit easier for digestion, just better for you. Now what's interesting about this particular version of mac and cheese is that it's made with rice pasta. So that I'm sure is gonna change the texture, the consistency just a little bit there. But how is the taste? That is the main thing right there. Now, I don't know about you, I love sharp tasting macaroni and cheese. I love a lot of gooey cheese. I love all that stuff there. Again, breadcrumbs if you've got it. If not, it's all good, but it's gotta be gooey. It's gotta be orange. It's gotta be thick. It's gotta have the consistency to kind of sit on the plate. Then if you try and move it, it's like a mound trying to move. It can't be loose, that type of thing. Just how bomb sexy for your face can a gluten-free version of a classic favorite be? Guys, we're gonna take a closer look at this right now. I just so happen to have some made right now as well too. So again, the Eating Right brand, it may be a local brand based upon where you're at. If you're on the West Coast, this is going to be what you're going to want to look for. Again, that nutritional information is going to be down below. But let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Already, I can tell you right now, I am already digging the orange look. It looks creamy. It definitely looks like it's solid. So overall, creamy texture. It definitely has that appearance. But how does it mix and how does it stick to the spoon? Let's take a closer look here. So, well, it's definitely got the look of mac and cheese, that's for sure. Cheese-wise, it's got a decent amount of stuff that's whipped into this here. This is actually not too bad at all. But overall, gluten-free mac and cheese, it's going to be a first for me. Erica, this one's for you. Let's give it a shot. Oh, wow. That is a very sharp cheddar taste. And it's a little salty, and I like that. If you guys like your mac and cheese a little salty with that cheese, that is really, really tasty. Chewy texture, you know, of the pasta itself is gonna be decent. Anything from a microwave, you know, is gonna be a little different. Who hasn't had a Stouffer's mac and cheese at some point in their life? You know, I mean, this is actually very reminiscent of that. But I'm really digging just the pop. I mean, that's got a very nice, delicious cheese pop to it. Guys, I gotta say, not that I would know what gluten-free food tastes like in general because I don't eat it that often, if ever. It's my first time. This is definitely something that I would easily buy again. This is very creamy, very delicious. Maybe it's the way that I cooked it, following the directions on the box there, about 3 minutes. But the pasta is a little al dente. It's a little chewy, a little bit harder. And when you mix that with the creaminess of the cheese on this, the saltiness of that pop as well, that is pretty heavenly, I gotta say. Oh yeah. Absolutely delicious. Definite recommendation for something like this. I can tell you with this brand itself, Eating Right on the West Coast, definitely awesome. Definitely give that a try. This is really very, very good. So there you go, something a little bit different, but just enough to make a difference right there. I can tell you gluten-free is really pretty tasty. I gotta say, it's not so much of a price premium over the regular stuff, but if you wanna try something different, definitely give gluten-free macaroni and cheese a try. If you guys like macaroni and cheese or you're looking for a healthier alternative, this is definitely something you wanna look into. On that bomb sexy for your face scale of 1 to 10, I'm giving this one a solid 8.5. It is definitely up there way above average, and it is definitely awesome. I can tell you, if you love mac and cheese, I think you're gonna like the fact that the taste on this is very, very solid, on top of the health benefits that it's got. Can't beat the creaminess, you can't beat the look, you can't beat the texture, but it's got just the right amount of saltiness in the cheese to really make that difference, and for me, that is definitely awesome. So there you go, guys, a familiar item that is just different enough for this week's episode of Market Mondays. Let me just tell you, the gluten-free mac and cheese is definitely something I can see myself eating a little bit more routinely there, because it seems to be a little bit more responsibly made. That rice pasta, very, very nice. Maybe it was the way that I cooked it al dente style. It had that chewiness, which I really liked, but the saltiness and the creaminess of that cheese really was a nice combo. I am glad I picked that up. I highly recommend you do the same to give it a try. And you know what? When you're done, drop a comment down below and let me know what you thought of that. If you guys tried the macaroni and cheese gluten-free version, are you a mac and cheese aficionado? I'm very curious to hear. Do you like breadcrumbs on the top of your mac and cheese? I definitely like breadcrumbs on the top of mine. You all know it. It is definitely a very, very tasty item. Super glad that I picked that up. And real quick, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Definitely hit that thumbs up icon down below. Aside from liking, sharing, and subscribing to Peep This Out, and just in case you guys haven't there, definitely share the channel with 1 or 2 peeps out there. There's a lot of great content. You all know I love catering to a lot of different interests there, so definitely spread the word there. I greatly appreciate that love and support, guys. Now, you guys know it's all about keeping in touch and staying in touch. So aside from dropping comments down below, which you know I always love answering from each and every one of you guys, make use of the social media goodness at the end of this video. Keep in touch with me, guys, and I'm definitely going to keep in touch with you. Let's keep it interactive and have a good time. And you know me, guys, this has been your boy Ian K, closing out another episode of Market Mondays right here on Peep This Out, guys. It is closing time here on aisle 6. I think I'm going to jump on over to the frozen food section one more time, snag a couple of more of these gluten-free macaroni and cheeses for the road. You know what I'm saying? Definitely awesome. We'll talk to you next time, guys. Stay frosty.